cannot fully measure. Penelope is caught between the known and the unknown, the safe and the daring, the conventional life expected of her and the passionate life she longs for. As the season unfolds, Penelope begins to question her own instincts. Should she continue to play by society's rules, hiding her desires and masking her secret, or risk everything for a chance at true happiness? Every heartbeat, every glance, every whispered word adds layers of tension and urgency. Her struggle becomes more than a love triangle. It becomes a journey of self-discovery, of courage, and of understanding the price of honesty in a world that prizes appearances over truth. The brilliance of Penelope's character lies in this very tension. A young woman aware of the dangers of truth, yet driven by a heart that refuses to remain silent. Her internal battle is the invisible force that propels the narrative forward, creating suspense, empathy, and a sense of inevitability. It is a struggle the tongue cannot see fully, but the audience feels it with every moment she hesitates, every secret she keeps, and every daring thought she entertains. Visual suggestion. Slow-motion scenes of Penelope staring out of windows at candlelit streets. Hands clutching letters, shadowed close-ups of her face reflecting anxiety and longing. Intercut with flashes of Colin and the new love interest in separate moments. Penelope's world is on the brink of change. Every secret she has guarded, every hidden emotion she has buried, now pushes her toward a moment she can no longer avoid. The tension she has carried for years reaches a tipping point, forcing her to confront choices that will define her future. The ton's social circle, with all its expectations and judgments, looms over her like a silent jury. But the real pressure comes from within her own heart, which refuses to stay silent any longer. The turning point begins subtly. A letter misplaced, a glance noticed by the wrong person, a conversation overheard in the drawing rooms, small incidents that accumulate into a wave impossible to ignore. Each event tests her composure, forcing her to decide between protecting herself and taking a daring step toward honesty. Penelope knows that one misstep could spark gossip, scandal, or heartbreak. Yet every moment spent hiding the truth feels increasingly unbearable. She realizes that indecision is no longer an option. The consequences of her silence are becoming as dangerous as the consequences of her revelation. Colin, the safe and familiar love, senses something shifting in Penelope, but cannot place it. His concern, mixed with confusion, highlights the stakes. She risks not only her happiness, but the delicate balance of trust and friendship that has defined their connection for years. Meanwhile, the new love interest represents a thrilling, unpredictable future, one that tempts her with passion and freedom, yet demands courage she is not sure she possesses. The push and pull of these relationships mirrors the internal battle raging in her heart. Each choice laden with risk and reward, this turning point is more than romantic, it is transformative. Penelope must confront her fears, weigh her desires against societal expectations, and decide what kind of woman she wants to be. Does she remain the careful, unseen observer of the ton, or does she step into the light, embracing both love and the truth she has kept hidden? The moment of decision forces her to examine her identity, the values she holds dear, and the life she is willing to fight for. Every heartbeat becomes a countdown. It's every glance a signpost pointing toward revelation. The drama is heightened because the audience knows the weight of her secret. Each decision carries suspense. Will she confess to Colin, confront her new love interest, or attempt to navigate both worlds carefully? The choices she makes now will echo throughout the season, altering relationships, testing loyalties, and creating emotional tension that no one in the ton can anticipate. The turning point is not just a plot device. It is a mirror reflecting Penelope's courage, vulnerability, and the undeniable power of honesty in a world ruled by appearances. Visual suggestion, close-ups of Penelope's hesitant expressions, fingers hovering over letters, candlelight flickering across her thoughtful face, intercut with tense glimpses of Colin and the new love interest. Each unaware of the inner turmoil shaping her next move, the tension surrounding Penelope's hidden truth reaches a fever pitch. Every careful step she takes now feels like walking on a tightrope over a pit of scandal. The ton, always alert to whispers and subtle cues, begins to sense that something is amiss. Unseen eyes, casual remarks, and overheard phrases create a web of suspicion that tightens around her. The very world she has navigated with poise and intelligence now seems like a maze designed to trap her at the moment she can least afford to slip. It starts with small, almost insignificant incidents. A servant glimpses a folded letter clutched tightly in her hand. A casual question from Daphne about her plans for the evening sends her heart racing. Colin notices a flicker of hesitation in her responses, prompting his protective instincts and curiosity. And the new love interest, drawn to the intensity of her emotions, senses a barrier she has yet to lower fully. Each of these seemingly minor moments magnifies the stakes, making Penelope acutely aware that her secret teeters on the edge of exposure. The pressure forces Penelope into a delicate dance. She must speak and act with caution, concealing hints of her inner turmoil while maintaining her charm and wit. Every interaction carries the weight of potential disaster. A misplaced glance, a slip of the tongue, or even a lingering gaze could unravel the careful disguise she has maintained for so long. The risk is no longer abstract, it is immediate, palpable, and threatening to destroy the careful balance of her life. This section of the story is defined by suspense. The audience feels Penelope's anxiety as every action might be observed, every word misinterpreted. It is a dance of tension, hearts racing, glances exchanged, whispers overheard. The tongue's intricate social network, usually a source of amusement or intrigue, becomes a dangerous arena where one false move could spell disaster. The thrill of near exposure is electrifying, making every scene pulse with the possibility of revelation. And yet, within this pressure lies a quiet brilliance. Penelope's ability to navigate these high-stakes moments reveals her intelligence, courage, and emotional depth. The audience sees not just a woman at risk of being caught, but a heroine confronting fear, testing boundaries and learning the limits of control. Every heartbeat, every careful step, every anxious glance draws viewers deeper into the drama, leaving them eager to see whether Penelope's secret will survive or finally be unveiled. Visual suggestion. Close-ups of Penelope nervously adjusting her gown. Glimpses of letters hidden under her sleeve, shadowed figures in hallways. Colin and the new love interest observing her from a distance. Subtle text overlays, a secret on the edge, or will she be discovered? The moment Penelope has feared and longed for finally arrives. The secret she has guarded so carefully can no longer be contained. And the tension she has carried for years erupts into reality. In a room filled with the tongue's elite, every glance, every whisper, and every carefully measured smile transforms into electric anticipation. The very air seems charged with the possibility of scandal. And Penelope knows that this is the instant where choices will define her life forever. Her revelation begins subtly. A misdelivered letter, a slip of the tongue, or a brave confession breaks the silence she has maintained for so long. Shock ripples across the room. Faces freeze in surprise. Murmurs swell into questions. Colin's eyes widen, a mix of concern, hurt, and confusion painting his expression. The new love interest, caught between admiration and uncertainty, watches as Penelope steps into the light, no longer hiding, no longer constrained by fear. Every reaction is a mirror of the consequences that secrecy can bring, and the courage it takes to embrace truth. But the moment is not merely about shock. It is about transformation. Penelope's reveal forces those around her to confront their own feelings, judgments, and loyalties. Daphne must reconcile her protective instincts with the reality of Penelope's courage. Anthony faces the limitations of his assumptions. Colin and the new love interest are both challenged to see Penelope not as the quiet, observant friend, but as a woman of depth, intelligence, and passionate emotion. The Tum's world, so carefully structured around appearances, suddenly feels both fragile and malleable, reshaped by one act of honesty. For Penelope, the revelation is both liberating and terrifying. The weight of secrecy lifts, replaced by the uncertainty of consequences. She must navigate the fallout, choosing not just between two loves, but between who she has been and who she wants to become. Each choice carries risk, public scrutiny, emotional vulnerability, and the possibility of heartbreak. Yet the power in her decision lies in authenticity. She is no longer playing a part dictated by society, but embracing the truth of her heart, daring to own her story. As the scene closes, the audience is left with a sense of awe and anticipation. The tone is changed, relationships are tested, and Penelope emerges transformed, stronger, braver, and undeniably captivating. Penelope Featherington has always been clever, careful, and unnoticed by most of the ton. But this season, everything is about to change. Love's secrets and shocking revelations are pushing her to the edge. Who can she trust, and who will she choose? One secret could change her life forever, and the ton will never see it coming. Visual suggestion. Dramatic close-up of Penelope in shadow, intercut with glimpses of letters, ballrooms, and anxious glances. Penelope has always been the quiet observer in the glittering world of the ton, carefully watching everyone else live the romances she has only dared to dream about. But now, her heart is caught in an impossible web of feelings, torn between two men who could change her life forever. On one side, there's Colin Bridgerton, the charming, kind, and familiar presence who has always been a friend, someone who understands her in ways no one else does. He represents stability, safety, and the kind of love that grows steadily, quietly, and reliably. On the other side is someone new, someone unexpected, who ignites a fire in her heart she never imagined. Their presence is thrilling, unpredictable, full of passion and love that feels dangerous but irresistible. Every glance, every word, every stolen moment becomes a battlefield for her emotions. The ton's social rules weigh heavily on her, as do her own insecurities. How can she pursue a love that could scandalize her family or shatter her carefully constructed image? And yet, the thought of living without passion, without daring to follow her heart, feels equally unbearable. Each decision carries consequences. Each whisper of emotion becomes a secret burden she must hide. She struggles in private, writing letters she never intends to send, practicing conversations in front of mirrors, and imagining scenarios that could never truly happen. Every interaction with her two potential loves is charged with tension and accidental touch. A lingering look, a shared joke, moments that make her heart race and her mind spin. She knows the world is watching, that gossip spreads like wildfire, and that the wrong move could ruin everything she has worked so hard to protect. Yet the deeper she falls, the more impossible it feels to hide her feelings. Even as fear keeps her trapped in silence, the dilemma is not just about who she loves, it is about who she is. Will she allow herself to follow her heart, risking reputation and safety? Or will she choose the path of caution, sacrificing her deepest desires to fit into the expectations of the ton? In this struggle, Penelope becomes more than just a quiet observer. She becomes a woman standing at the edge of transformation, facing a choice that could define her future forever. Visual suggestion. Slow motion scenes of Penelope walking through ballrooms, glances exchanged with both love interests, intercut with handwritten letters and reflective close-ups. Beneath Penelope's poised and clever exterior lies a secret that even her closest friends could never imagine. For years, she has carried a truth tucked away in shadows, one that has shaped the way she moves through the world, the way she loves, and the way she protects herself from heartbreak. This secret is not just a personal burden, it has the power to shake the foundations of the ton itself. A single revelation could turn friendships into betrayals, trust into suspicion, and admiration into shock. Penelope has always been careful, meticulous, and extraordinarily clever, using wit and charm to navigate a society that often overlooks her. But this secret is something far deeper, something that makes her pulse quicken with both fear and excitement every time it comes to mind. It is a truth she has hidden in letters, in quiet glances, and in moments she thought no one was watching. And yet, despite all her efforts, the tension grows. Every conversation with the ton feels loaded with potential discovery. Every smile from Colin, every teasing remark from her unexpected new love, is a reminder that her carefully maintained balance could shatter at any moment. What makes this secret even more dangerous is its connection to the people Penelope cares about most. The very people whose approval she values could be blindsided by the revelation. She knows that once the truth is out, there is no turning back. Her nights are filled with restless thoughts, imagining the shock on their faces, the whispers that will echo through the ballrooms, and the awkward confrontations that could follow. She wonders, will her love interests understand her? Will they forgive her? Or will this secret make her a figure of scandal and ridicule, remembered not for her intelligence or heart, but for the very things she tried to hide? Yet for all the fear and uncertainty, there is also a thrill, a daring sense of liberation that comes with knowing that one day this secret might no longer control her. It is a constant push and pull between safety and desire, between who she is expected to be and who she longs to become. And as the season unfolds, this hidden truth will no longer stay tucked away in shadows. It will demand attention, challenge, loyalties, and force Penelope to confront the consequences of love, choice, and honesty in ways she has never imagined. Visual suggestion. Close-ups of Penelope's hand holding a folded letter, candlelight flickering on her face, and shadowed hallways suggesting secrecy. Intercut with glimpses of Colin and the new love interest, unaware of what she hides. Tun has always thrived on whispers, secrets, and the delicate dance of appearances. And now, Penelope's hidden truth is slowly beginning to ripple through their polished world, even if few yet know the full story. In a society obsessed with reputation, one misstep or one unexpected revelation can ignite scandal like wildfire. Every glance, every comment, and every seemingly innocent question could carry hidden meaning. And Penelope knows it better than anyone. Yet, despite her caution, the subtle effects of her secret are beginning to surface. Daphne notices it first. A fleeting hesitation in Penelope's smile, an unspoken tension when the room is full of curious eyes. Daphne's instinct tells her that Penelope is carrying a burden far heavier than polite society allows, and she finds herself torn between the desire to protect her friend and the natural curiosity that the Tun fosters. Meanwhile, Anthony, ever watchful, senses a shift in the usual order of things. His sharp intuition picks up on the nervous energy surrounding Penelope, the carefully measured words, the stolen glances. Though he cannot know the secret outright, he begins to speculate, questioning loyalties, trying to uncover motives that may not be fully his to judge. Colin, the familiar anchor in Penelope's life, is thrown into confusion, senses the distance she tries to hide but cannot explain. Every kind word she shares, every shared laugh is now tinged with an unspoken weight. He wonders if he has misread signals, if he has failed to notice the depth of her feelings, or if something more troubling lies beneath the surface. And the new love interest, mysterious, passionate, and unpredictable, feels the magnetic pull of secrecy. Their connection with Penelope grows stronger because of the enigma, the allure of something forbidden, yet even this thrilling bond is shadowed by uncertainty. Through the ballrooms, drawing rooms, and candlelit hallways of the Tun, whispers begin to spread like a gentle breeze before a storm. Servants overhear snippets of conversation, ladies and gentlemen exchange knowing looks, and the delicate lattice of social alliances starts to tremble. The Tun thrives on intrigue, and Penelope's secret is the kind that fuels gossip for weeks, if not months. But while the Tun speculates, only Penelope knows the full weight of her truth and the responsibility of carrying it. Every reaction she witnesses, from subtle concern to outright curiosity, reminds her that this secret is not just hers anymore. It is a force with consequences, one that could either elevate her or destroy her place in society. Visual suggestion. Scenes of glances across crowded ballrooms, shadowed conversations in hallways, reactions of key characters, Daphne, Anthony, Colin, and the new love interest, all framed to hint at tension without revealing details. Add subtle text overlays like whispers in the Tun or hidden truths unfold. Behind her carefully composed smile and polite conversation, Penelope's heart is a storm of conflicting emotions. Every day, she walks a tightrope between desire and duty, between the person she dreams of becoming and the image society expects her to uphold. Her love dilemma is no longer just a private struggle. It has become a test of courage, patience, and resilience. Each interaction with Colin, each stolen moment with her mysterious new love, feels like walking through fire. Thrilling, dangerous, and impossible to ignore. Penelope's mind races constantly, replaying conversations and imagining scenarios where she makes the wrong choice. She fears that confessing her heart or revealing her secret could unravel everything she holds dear: friendships, family loyalty, and her own sense of self. Yet suppressing her feelings exacts a heavy toll. Nights are restless, filled with whispers of what if. And mornings arrive with the weight of another day, pretending nothing has changed. Every smile she gives, every compliment she offers is tinged with the anxiety of hiding what is real. Her emotional struggle is heightened by the unpredictable reactions of those around her. Colin's thoughtful attentions bring both comfort and pain, reminding her of what could be lost if her secret were revealed. The new love interest tempts her with a future that promises excitement and intensity, but comes with risks. She